All right, welcome back to the Football or Nothing podcast. My name is Ben Oniblay, and I'm doing this as usual with Joel and Kason. In part one of our big preview to the 2024-2025 Premier League season, we talked about some of the changes that we'll be witnessing when the competition begins later this week. But today we are focusing on the teams that are likely to push for the top six spot and qualify for the Champions League, the Europa League, as well as the Conference League. So I have with me my team. We are going to delve straight into it, starting with the top four. Guys, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, bro.
All right, so let's go straight to the top four. So last season, Manchester City finished first with 91 points, Arsenal with 89 points, Liverpool with 82, Aston Villa with 68. Tottenham was fifth with 66, and Chelsea at sixth position with 63. Are we anticipating any changes in the top six come the end of this season? You are.
Yeah, thank you once again. It's good to be back on the Football Nation podcast. I think that there are going to be a few changes. First of all, if you ask me, I think that there are four teams that are going to form the top four. Pretty much, Aston Villa is going to drop out of the top four because their workload is going to increase. And I looked at their squad, and you don't seem to find any players who are going to be game changers for them. So I think that Villa is going to drop out. But fortunately for my blue guys, Chelsea, I put Chelsea at the fourth position now. Yes, they've signed a lot of players, but I monitored their their inter game, and I find that Maresca comes with some breath of fresh air. He comes with some tactical what do you call it? It comes with a lot of verve in terms of tactics, and I think that he's very pragmatic. He knows exactly what he wants to do. He's been given the sort of players he wants. So I put Chelsea at number 4. And number 3, I'm going to be a little bit controversial, but at number 3, I put Arsenal at number 3. Arsenal because Arteta himself is on record to have said that he thinks that he needs more time for his players to adapt to his philosophy. So I think that Arteta is not ripe yet for the EPL. Yes, the argument will be that he's placed second on 2 occasions, and so he's ripe for a first place position. But I don't think that Arsenal is ready yet because of the mentality and the mindset of the coach itself and the sort of things he wants to do now. He's looking at De Bruyne doesn't, gets his assist boots on quickly enough. If Kevin De Bruyne is not finding Haaland, because most of Haaland's goal has come from a Kevin De Bruyne assist. So in games when Kevin De Bruyne is not playing too well, Haaland is off, and he's their go-to man in terms of goals. So if he is off, there's no Manchester City winning their league. And Liverpool comes number 1 for me.
Okay. All right. So, Kason, give us your top 4. I'll come back to you for the 5th and the 6th position.
Well, you all have said a lot, but disappointed in some of the teams that he plays in that format. But I think I will explain as to why.
Also, feel free to restart for disappointed.
Well, you see, Arsenal for the past wise, and I think this season these guys are going to challenge because the core of their team is there. The only issue that they have is they are forward. They lack a clinical finisher, and I was thinking that going into this season, Mikel Arteta will be
between Man City and
Arsenal.
So Liverpool comes third then.
Well, I always say this and say it everywhere. This Liverpool team under Slot is something different. We should lower expectation for him because I don't want to set that high bar where we will expect Slot to just feeling like Klopp.
Okay.
I don't see that happening.
So you are managing your expectations.
Yes, I'm managing my expectation. And with Aston Villa, I agree totally with you all. Because if you see the kind of players that they have, and they are going to play Champions League, you could sense that Unai Emery is going to balance some inexperience with some low-profile players. Yeah. And my issue is any time or to any extent that if Oli Watkins is injured, they will be doomed. because I've not seen any striker on their team, even though they've signed a young guy who's unknown.
Yeah.
John Duran.
Do you think he can fit that profile of a clinical striker last season of what Oli Watkins did?
I think Duran is an interesting profile because he's a bit different to what Watkins brings.
Yeah.
Because Watkins can run into spaces, but Duran is a pure finisher. Just put the ball in the box and he'll finish it for you.
Direct.
So it's quite interesting, and they were even open to selling him. So it's a bit dicey there. But I also agree that Aston Villa might drop from the top four, especially looking at how Newcastle performed last season when they were in the Champions League.
And even Brighton, you know.
It's just a similar fashion.
Yeah.
Because load, right now you have to balance Champions League
yeah.
and the Premier League with other competitions around.
So you have Man City first,
Arsenal
second.
I'm seeing Liverpool there.
And
Chelsea, I'm a bit worried for Enzo Maresca because Pochettino was doing something wonderful, moving a team.
He was doing something good. It wasn't wonderful.
Something wonderful.
No, No,
my
it,
issue
it
is,
was nothing near wonderful.
My issue is when he came, the team was placed 12 on the league
That's
table.
true. That's true.
And he managed to bring this team to the 6th position before leaving.
Yeah.
So that was a kind of progress.
So that's an improvement.
So
Yeah.
I don't know why Todd would just throw him out and go and start again with a manager who lacks top flight experience. Maresca has only managed Leicester, even though he has managed small teams, but he lacks top flight experience.
I mean, one would also argue that when Pep took charge of Barcelona, he had no experience.
So that's my argument. And you see, Chelsea is a result-oriented team, not some dwarfs or some small team that
Charlie, I take exception. Take exception. Dwarfs fans day, I take exception.
But I didn't add Ibushi, I just said dwarfs. So it could be a team.
Which other team is called Dwarfs?
Oh, there are a lot of teams in Europe called dwarfs. What I'm saying is Enzo lacks top flight experience. That one is for a fact. Even though he has played under some good managers, Carlo, even under Pep. I just fear because he's the 7th coach to be appointed as an Italian.
Yeah.
All these coaches, out of the 7, 5 won trophies. And if you look at Thomas Tuchel, he had won the league, he had won the Champions League. 6 days into that, the new season, he was sacked. So this is my argument. Onukra Nawaje Champions League, no.
But you know, Tuchel was not sacked for footballing reasons. You know, it wasn't because of his formation and tactics on the pitch. It was because
but he was sacked. At the end of the day, he was sacked.
Some internal issues. So if Maresca can hold his own, come clean, be good with the managers or the owners of the club, I think that Maresca is a brilliant. I mean, all the proteges of Pep Guardiola so far, we've seen that they've been very brilliant. Look at what he did with Leicester City. Yes, it's a championship, but you know, Leicester City had gone and they needed somebody to make do with the players they have. Look, Charlie, Fatau Ishaku is not an extraordinary player. He's not a chef, he's a one-way player. But he did good with Fatau Ishaku. Now that he has the likes of Mudryk, he has an experienced Sterling, he has Nkuku, he has the cold Palmer, you know. I think that let us give him the benefit of the doubt.
But
you know,
what I see
especially if you watch the Inter-Chelsea game, you'll find that gradually the players are coming good and understanding him.
I don't want us to judge him based on preseason performance. And I'll say this, Liverpool had some good results in the preseason, but I'm lowering my expectation. So same must be accorded to Enzo Maresca. He has a bloated squad.
That's true.
So right now he's going to manage the squad.
Yeah. Let's just move on to the 5th and the 6th positions. Let me come back. But Casey, you didn't give us your 4th position.
Well, I'm looking at West Ham. They've always played like every summer. They sign some good players. They have that character of a big team, but they always disappoint. So this time around, with some 9 signings coming in, I'm looking them at the 6th position, or they could even go further.
Okay. For the 4th position.
Yes, for the 4th position,
okay,
they could
so
go further.
Your 5th and then the 6th positions.
My fifth position is going to go to Tottenham Hotspurs. Spurs. My 5th position will go to Spurs. And my 6th position will go to Newcastle.
Okay.
Yes, so that will be my top 6. No Manchester United.
No Manchester United.
No.
Do you have any reasons for that?
Well, when we get to the profiling the teams, I'll let you know why I say no Manchester United.
All right, Casey, back to you.
Well, I'm seeing Spurs there.
Okay.
They have some exciting young players to watch out for. And what they are doing is for the future. It's not for the present. So I see that Angie still needs time to build around his team, even though there are a couple of experienced players there.
Okay. So you put Spurs at 5th, and then
Aston Villa will definitely take the 6th position.
Okay, all right. So let's just move down to the bottom of the table. Last season, all 3 teams that came back to the Premier League were relegated: Luton Town, Burnley, and then Sheffield United. And then the maximum they got was Luton getting 26 points, and that wasn't enough. Nottingham Forest got 32 points, and then they were safe. Before we even talk about the teams that are likely to go out, which can we get, let's say, a minimal point that any club should get in order to be safe for this season?
44, I think.
44.
44, I think.
Yeah. Wolves got 46 last season and we're 14th.
We're 14th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 44, I think, should save you.
Casey, do you agree?
Same. Maybe at most, maybe 47.
Okay. Right, so then let's talk about the teams that are likely to get relegated this season. You are keen on Everton. Have you changed your mind yet?
Look, I went through the squads, and I think that Wolves will go. Wolverhampton Wanderers will go. Ipswich Town will go. Southampton will go.
So Everton are now safe?
Yes.
Casey?
Well, the trio that came are candidates to drop again. So Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton, likely.
So you still think Leicester will go back?
It's true. They will definitely go back.
What are your main reasons for saying that Leicester are going back?
So they lost their inspirational manager, and they've lost a couple of key players in the team. So now Steve Cooper needs to just develop a new team, a new tactics all over again. So you see, when you are doing this tactical stuff, the players need to understand, and you need to get materials that fits that style of play. So if you don't have that material, it will take you some time for players to adjust. Yeah. And losing some key players who knows the Premier League very well, in a way, affects the team. Somebody like Kelly Iheanacho. He was one of the oldest players, or maybe I don't know how to put it. He has
the experienced ones in there.
Yes, he played for Manchester City. He won the league before, and definitely he could have proved something. But losing him and losing their manager, it's tough for them.
Do you agree with Leicester City?
I disagree completely. I totally disagree. They have an experienced manager who understands the league. He's done it before with Nottingham Forest. He kept them in the league. Even when a lot of players were given to him, he was having a challenge deciding who to play at what time, yet he managed to keep Nottingham Forest in the league. I think that Cooper is a very intelligent manager. He knows what he is about at every point in time. Look, Grisby Hall is gone, fair enough. Iheanacho is gone, fair enough. But they have a core of their team, so they do not need to do a lot of tweaks and changes to the team. If you have 2 out of 9 players going, if they still have Jamie Vardy, any and everything is possible.
Okay. So now let's talk about the youngsters that we think are going to bring into the Premier League this season. Unfortunately, one of your favorites, Ibrahim Osman, is moving on loan.
I'm disappointed.
We'd have to exclude him for now. But do you have any other players that you think are going to break out this season?
Yes, great. City has one of the best talents now. I think prior to they starting their project, Chelsea obviously was the best, in terms of producing young talent. But I think that gradually City is coming in.
Taking over.
Yeah. So for me, Oscar Bob will be number 1 to watch out for. I think he's a player who is dynamic, he's intelligent, his movement is on point, he can dribble, he can score, he can assist. So Oscar Bob will be number 1 for me. Then there is Ethan Nwaneri of Arsenal. Look, he's one of the players who has been described as perhaps is going to be the best Arsenal Academy product ever. You know, he's a midfielder, he's versatile, he knows how to pass the ball, control the ball well. So Nwaneri. Then there is our own Yakubu Minte. For
Newcastle.
Yeah, from Newcastle to Brighton, you know, for a player of this caliber to have been bought for £30 million, that's a lot of money.
But I'm a bit concerned with that price tag because we saw Baliba come in at a similar fee last season and struggle to really replace Caicedo. So do you think that might even weigh on him to underperform in his first season?
Well, we've seen that during the preseason, he's been absolutely extraordinary. Minte has survived the preseason, played very well. So if he is able to transfer that, form into the season, he's going to be very good. So I still stick with Yakubu Minte. Unfortunately, my Ibrahim Osman is gone. Unfortunately. So yes. But Manchester United is also cooking something good with their youngster Collier. We've seen him during preseason. Community Shield, we also saw him. So I think Collier is also a good enough talent we should watch out for. But if Osman is gone, then perhaps Hutchison will be a good one to look at too. But I'm not too excited about him. You know.
Okay. Casey, do you have a list for us?
Well, I was thinking you will mention Conor Bradley, but I don't know why.
That's an interesting one.
No, our own Bradley, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, Bradley, everybody knows Bradley.
No,
I think he had a difficult season.
Nah, he was injured.
Yeah.
At a certain point, he was injured. We all know Trent Alexander-Arnold is the preferred fullback at Liverpool, but Klopp was trying to twerk things out where he inverted Arnold into the middle, or will be pushing Arnold into the middle. So we saw Bradley coming in and performing just like Arnold. So I don't know how Slot is going to use Arnold in the middle. It all depends on Slot's formation. If he's going to deploy Arnold in the middle as a number 6 or a number 8, then I am seeing Bradley getting some chance.
Bro, let me help you. Look, at the right side of defense, we have only 2 players. We have Arnold and Bradley. They have different profiles. You know, whilst Arnold is an excellent passer of the ball, you know, Bradley, it also is not too good at defending. But if you studied how Klopp deployed him, if he wanted to have a number 2 who would go further forward and apply pressure on the offensive, he used Bradley. You know, if you have looked at Slot during preseason, everything indicates that he's going to play Arnold. But Liverpool doesn't have a typical number 6. So if you mistakenly begin to invert Arnold and you play him with any other player like Subosla, like McAllister, then that is doomed for Liverpool. Yeah. Because then there's nobody to screen and protect the back line. So that is danger. So I think that Bradley might not get the opportunity to play as much as even he did during the last part of Klopp's era.
That's why I said it would depend on how Slot will deploy Arnold. So if he's playing him in the middle, then he gets the nod to play. He was one of the brightest academy boys who we saw last season. And another guy that I'll be looking to is Trey Inyoni, the 17-year guy, has performed well at the tour, scoring a goal against Betis and another one against
Sevilla.
And I think since there are no transfers, even Zubimendi rejecting us, I think Trey Inyoni.
Just love how you said that.
But it's true.
Oh, you already have a song for the guy.
It's true.
Obi player no match at JC.
Charlie Obi player. So I'm looking at Trey Inyoni just coming up as a backup to any of our deep lying playmakers. He could just fit in and play something. And another player that I think you really love, the guy James McT.
Yeah,
that left-footed player. He's very gifted. Player. So the 21-year-old guy, we've seen him at the tour at USA. Pep Guardiola has given him some chance, and the guy has proved, I think, everybody wrong. And this season, with no much transfer at Etihad, definitely James McCarthy will be playing.
I'm just looking at the number of youngsters Pep is trying to push through this time around. And I'm wondering if they are sort of preparing for a potential transfer ban. because we know that those 115 charges are still pending.
Yeah.
And if they are going to get a ban for, let's say, 4 transfer windows, then they should be secured that at least we have a number of players that could help us in the future. Am I seeing it clearly?
You see, for the 115 charges here, I wonder if in current football today, City is going to get anything, any serious ban. I wonder. I don't trust, football today. I don't trust it. Anything could happen.
So you think nothing could be done to City?
Charlie, Everton came after City. They dealt with Everton. Nottingham Forest after City.
I mean, we
They
even
dealt
got
with
a transfer
Nottingham Forest.
ban when Lampard was in charge. I think about 2 windows.
But City's own has been lingering around for a very long time. Why aren't
That's it's surprising because theirs is even more severe than anyone.
So why aren't they dealing with Manchester City?
Who is class out?
So that's why I say that
Who
I
is
don't
that?
trust football today.
Who is
But you see,
that?
it's a good thing you bring this up because you can make a good case for that they are trying to prepare for life after a ban. But really, if you look at their team, for instance, at right back, who do they have? They have Kyle Walker.
Rico Lewis.
So if you have Walker, you need a backup because it's a long season. So Rico Lewis comes in, If you look at their right side, I'm thinking because they want to sell Grealish. So let's bring Savinho.
Okay.
Let's bring Oscar Bob, But so even though your argument holds, but I don't think it's too much because of life after,
Because City, as we know, would have gone into the transfer market to get a replacement. Because at some point they had Walker, they had Cancelo, who could play on the right and then on the left as well. So I'm just seeing that picture that it could come to fruition once they get to the transfer ban. They wouldn't be in so much trouble. But let's go ahead and talk about quickly who are we looking at to win the Player of the Season? I know it's a big one, but
the Egyptian mummy for me is straightforward. Mohamed Salah, Mohamed Salah because I've looked at slots and I've looked at how he set up his team and the instructions he gives to the players. And this season is going to be a very good season for Mohamed Salah because it will be very integral in how the team advances and how we score and play. So for me, if Salah is able to get a decent number of assists, I know for the goals, definitely over 25 goals Salah is going to get. If you marry the two, maybe some 16 assists, 15 assists with some 25 goals, he's in the running to become the PFA Player of the Year once again after Liverpool have won the league. So for me, it's Salah.
Charlie,
Casey.
you know this small ambition. Hey, with pressure you they give your body.
With pressure. That be an analysis.
Charlie, we are now out to be down in the moon.
The guy has history, I beg.
Nah, you don't be about Salah. Like, the things they give your body, me and the CCA, it's just like they give slots some heavy job view. You know, be small.
Nah, that's based on his
because
own analysis.
I know that for a player to win a Player of the Season, normally it depends on his impact on the team that won the league mostly. So if saying Salah will win the Player of the Season, then means Liverpool has a big job to do.
I have said Liverpool will win the league.
So it's likely that Liverpool will win the league. Salah might compete or even win the Golden Boots.
That's why I'm saying Liverpool has a big job to do.
Yeah.
Because replacing Klopp is not easy. It's a very big task for an slot. But to my Player of the Season, I'm still seeing Martin Odegaard.
Okay.
I think he hasn't been recognized that much in the league. So this season, if I should win the league, and Martin Odegaard should be my Player of the Season.
Okay. All right. Any last words before we end today's episode?
Well, bro, Ben, I think that is going to be an exciting season. If you've looked at all the teams at preseason, they want to play expansive football, entertaining football, expressive football. So there's going to be a good number of goals this season. And we are going to see a lot of tactical acumen, tweaking here and there. Everybody wanting to prove that they know football. So the fans should be ready that this season, people are going to cash out a lot.
Okay. Casey.
For me, what I think is a lot of managers will lose their job this season. A lot of them. The big names, a lot of them, likely.
And the first one is?
Maybe on a second half.
Maresca.
I was just pushing it.
He's not the only person. There's Ten Hag. Last season, United had their worst Premier League rank. So he's definitely.
And Sean Dyche, of course.
Sean Dyche is going to go first.
So next this season, we are going to see a lot of coaches losing their job. That's the only thing I'm going to say.
All right. Thank you for watching today's episode. We'll be back with a detailed analysis of the top 6 Premier League teams in the 2025 season. Please make sure to subscribe and keep watching our content. Stay safe.